5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, don't clap.
Oh, sorry.
Okay? I got that out. I feel good about it. You know, that song, I think I was born with that song in my heart. That song is constantly just playing in my soul, you know, when I look at the trees and I look at white people walking down
the skies.
You know? No, when I see white people, they're all laughing, happy with their like little skateboards, or, you know what I mean? They have their little laptop in their backpack and they're happy, you know, they're making deals. I feel happy about that. They're making deals all the time, you white people, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, welcome to another episode of TigerBelly. This is a very special episode that we have here. I hear noises that I don't want to hear right now currently, but that's okay. That's okay. I can be thrown a curveball. All right. So what do we have? We got Gilbert
Malazgaz.
Flat-faced.
What's up?
Flat-faced Filipino Chinaman.
Oh, Chinaman today.
Yeah.
Not Gook today.
No, not Gook today.
Not Gook, okay.
Like my beautiful island princess, Khalyla. Your attitude fucking stinks today, all day, every day. I'll tell you that right now. And you should look in the mirror and you should fucking really evaluate your life. We got George here.
I wish I had a recording of you on the phone with me while I was in San Francisco for 4 days.
What was it?
It was a whole lot of, babe, come back.
Yeah, all right.
You gotta come back.
babe.
I can't feed myself.
Okay, right. Anyway, we got George. We have a guest here. This is very rude what you're doing. Okay, we got George Kimmel. We've got his cousin. We have his cousin back there.
Fuck
Good old
eyes.
fuck
What's up,
eyes.
fuck eyes? Yeah. And we have a very special guest. Let me say something right now. He's from Florida. He is. He's from Florida. And, you know, sometimes people from Florida, they turn weird.
Oh.
Our favorite, you know, Eileen Warnos. What's her name?
Eileen Warno.
Yeah. She's from Florida. You know, they do a lot of, what's that one drug where they eat people's faces?
Bath salts.
Bath salts. That came
In
from there, I
Miami,
think.
yeah.
That came from there, I think. But sometimes good things come from there. You know, and there's two things that have come from there that I enjoy. One of them is another comic, and this is the other comic, right? And this comic right here, I fucking love. Bert Kreischer, everybody.
Oh, finally. You have no idea how hard that is.
Is that hard?
Oh, when you called him flat face, I was like, I have so much shit to talk about that.
What you do?
Our best friend's Vietnamese.
Yeah.
She told me a secret. Drunk one night, she goes, "Yeah, Asians have a hard time finding sunglasses because they fall off their face." And bro, I lost my shit. I put my Ray-Bans on her and they fell in her mouth, and I laughed hysterically. Hysterically.
I always say that we can't be president because if on a coin would just be like a line. You know? Yeah, that's a good one. You like that one? Yeah,
That's really good.
We do have flat faces, but it's fine.
Is Arlene Warnos from Florida? Mm-hmm. Or did she find her way to Florida?
She might have found her
She might have
way
what-
there.
but-
That's what Florida's known for, people that find their way to Florida.
Yeah, but it's you know, it's like a moth to a flame.
Yeah.
Right? So they all gravitate. The crazies gravitate to either Wisconsin.
You have no idea how crazy. I knew in Florida, I knew 2 dudes without tongues.
No,
I swear. Ask Cowhead. Tongueless Brett.
Who's Cowhead?
Cowhead, Mike Calta, your buddy, my radio guy.
Yeah.
Cowhead, he loves you. He's like,
I love him.
You're his favorite
He's the
guest
best.
ever.
I like
You're
him.
his favorite guest ever.
Yeah.
Tongueless Brett and Those are the 2 guys.
Well, all
Didn't
because
have a
he
tongue.
can't say his own
Yeah.
name. Right.
Cowhead loves you.
I love Cowhead.
Like, you're the guy that I go into and they're like, "Do you know who we just had in?" And I go, "Who?" And they're like, "Oh, Bobby Lee, he's amazing at," because I'm fun at radio because I like to get loose.
I'm pretty good myself,
You're
Chachi.
pretty amazing.
Yeah. I just drink some coffee and I try to be real. I shit on his couch.
Bert's couch?
No,
Mike Calta-
Cowhead.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
was
So I
like-
didn't shit. What he had as a white couch.
Yeah.
And he goes, Margaret Cho sat on this without any underwear. And she goes, she left a little bit of a shit stain.
Oh, wow.
I go, I want to leave one too. And I did that in an accent too. I want to leave one too. And I left a really good one. And then they cut it out and they framed it.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, because my poo is potent.
How did lose his tongue?
Yeah.
I don't know. They don't tell you.
But how do you? But he's your friend.
No, just guys I know. It's
Right.
like,
How do you become friends with somebody that can't talk?
they morph their way into your life. Like you're like, you don't have a tongue. Come on, let's go, buddy.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you have like a dwarf friend like that too, or no?
I never knew a midget or like a little person until the first one I ever met.
It's difficult.
Brad Williams, the first one I ever met.
Me too.
Yeah.
No, he's one of my first. Yeah.
Yeah, it's my very first. I never met a little person.
Wait. You've seen him before?
Movies.
No, we didn't have a lot of that. We didn't have.
You
Asians.
never saw a little person in Florida.
We didn't have Asians in Florida.
Whoa.
And no joke. We had like the first joke I made when I came out to LA and I met Asians for the first time. I'm being dead serious. I love it. I grew up in the 70s. I grew up born in 1972. So I grew up in a time where it just wasn't very diverse in Florida, especially.
Well, I'm 71, so I was around.
But not in Tampa.
Oh, that's true.
There was Samuel Ho, one guy.
That's it.
That one guy.
Wow.
And the first joke I make, and it wasn't even a joke, it was a thing to Dr. Ken. It was a sentence I said to Dr. Ken. An older Asian guy was in the hallway at the Ontario Improv with his wife. And I hit Dr. Ken, I go, I think your parents are trying to get in. And he goes, I don't know them. And I went, are you serious? And he goes, no. He goes, they're Japanese. I go, what are they saying? And he goes, I don't know. I'm Korean. I go, what are they saying?
Yeah.
I'm being dead serious.
You don't know.
That night I went on stage, I said, did you know that Japanese people can't understand Chinese people at all?
Oh my God.
I had no clue. I thought it was like Italian and Spanish, like pantalones, pantaloni, or like, I swear to God, yeah.
Wow.
I thought it was a little bit.
You know what? I don't find that racist at all. You're doing science in your mind.
When I was a kid,
and you're calculating and all that stuff. I
was a kid, I just didn't know, and so like I like. And the only way you know is to ask, and the only way you got to ask. You can't not ask.
Well, you don't have to ask.
Or you could just read a book.
You could Google it.
You could Google it. But that's why the Middle East has so much turmoil. Is none of those languages are even remotely the same.
Right.
Which gets us to the new subject I'm dying to talk about.
Which was
the truth about Apu.
Apu.
Oh yeah.
The secret about Apu.
Let me something. When you said that earlier about Pooh,
yeah,
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
What is it? Can you help me?
Do you want the title of it?
Yeah, what's the title of it?
Apu is his name.
It's really fascinating.
I see trees are green.
By the way, that's cultural appropriation.
Yeah, thank you.
That's what the crazy thing about comedy these days. So this guy,
Secret of Andes by Apu. Is that what you're talking about?
No. It's the problem with Apu. It's called The Problem of Apu by Hiro, and I'm not going to try to attempt to say his last name because I'll just.
He's a Japanese guy?
No. He's Southeast Asian.
Oh, the Brit.
No. What fuck is
what are you talking about right now?
Hold on.
Gilbert, you're embarrassing me.
I know, I'm embarrassed.
This guy's a headliner. Okay.
Hiro Hiro Kun something.
Good.
But
Hiro Kun.
But he what? Kondamolu.
Yeah.
It's by the way, I have to say this. It's problematic for a white comic to talk about because it's something that immediately this is the biggest problem I think right now is that not enough people are listening, and so as a 45-year-old white guy, I just try to listen, and go like the thing about not knowing that Japanese people and Chinese people didn't understand each other.
Yeah,
I wasn't being hateful. I was like, I didn't know that. I really didn't know that.
You really didn't know that,
I didn't. I
love it.
I didn't know one Asian person until I was 26 years old.
That's incredible.
I didn't know one Asian person.
But you saw them around, like at a mall.
But I didn't wasn't super interactive. Like I wasn't like, hey man, you guys are Asian. I'm Bert. You guys want to meet up? And
yeah. But I want to defend it though too. Is that what you were running into were fresh off the boat people. When people come here from a different country, they stick Asians. We stick to ourselves, right? We have these little meetings, and like that. The guy Cho Sung-wi, the guy that shut up Virginia Tech.
Yeah,
they couldn't get a hold of. None of the news media could get a hold of his parents to interview them because the Asian community harbored them.
Really?
And they took them off the market.
And they left.
And
the
then
country.
they sent them to Korea, and no one could interview them or anything. That's how Asians are. We're very secretive.
That's so badass, though.
Yeah, you like that?
Like
huh?
I wish, like. I saw Black Panther and I was like, a part of me was like, I wish they had one of these for white guys. Like, obviously.
They do.
Yeah, I know. I realized that later. But like,
Batman.
I know.
Yeah.
My point is, Black Panther.
Yeah.
My point is like white people don't rally like they do. It's just bad when white people get together.
Yeah.
But like that, I think that's like the Asian communities. like in New York, that shit. I think that's kind of cool. I don't want that to be lost in progress. I don't want Asians to not be a team.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Coming out
but
racist.
no, it's not coming out racist. But can I just? I want to say something. I want to say that we don't assimilate enough. Also,
Okay.
I think that when you come to this country, right, you should not just stick to your culture, but to reach your hand out and talk to African Americans. I think during the riots, there was no communication, and it caused division, and the city burned on fire. We should reach our hands out, and I think people should, not close themselves off
No, but
to
what about
American
this?
culture.
No, but what about this though? How cool is it when you meet another Korean person and you share something that you both similarly shared in childhood that like no one else knows about? You're like, I'm not gonna, but like, did your mom ever fold her clothes like this? And that's the thing only Koreans do. And then you go, oh, my mom did that too. And then you're like, oh, do you remember this, and this?
Yeah.
Like white people don't have that at all. Like we have nothing similarly shared.
Are you kidding me?
No, like
I would spend the night. I had this girlfriend, Sarah Hyland, right? And she lived in the South. And
Korean Sarah Hyland?
No, she's white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She was this tall, white, kind of rednecky kind of girl. She's really funny. She was a stand-up. Anyway, I used to spend the night. Anyway, we would go there to Louisville, Kentucky, and I would. And her grandmother was like, kind of racist a little bit. Her parents were pretty liberal, and I would wake up and it smelled like my friend Craig's house growing up, which was a combination of coffee, right, apple pie,
dude, this is
and baseball mitts.
This is a bit right here. This is, by
That's
the
what
way,
I smell.
do you
I
realize-
smell all three things at the same time.
This is,
and
I
that's
wish
what your
I had
house.
this, I wish I had it. No, there is a, so white people smell.
You've triggered him.
White people smell like a handful of different things.
Yeah.
And we don't go much out of the spectrum. That is fucking hilarious.
Well, no, but Asians, we don't go much of the spectrum.
Our best friends are Vietnamese, and man, you go into their house, like when they bought a new house,
Yeah.
and we went into there, and we're like, it doesn't smell like your house yet. Because they haven't been cooking yet.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Dried squid.
Every Korean household that I've ever gone into, they always have kimchi, a big tub of kimchi in the fridge. And when you have like the filtered water, that filtered water always has a hint of kimchi, always.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like it seeped into the fucking pipes and stuff.
Because the kimchi always stays there. There's always a tub of kimchi, and it's just the whole fridge.
It's like
sort
our
of has
Flint.
that-
Oh.
Yeah.
Like our Flint, Michigan. We don't have tainted water, but we have kimchi water.
Yeah, like our fridge sort of has that same
Yeah,
vibe,
we do
right?
have that same vibe. Yeah.
Our kids went to Third Street School on Third Street in Larchmont, border of Koreatown. So
Wait, let me ask you this: is it private school?
No, public school. This is back in the day. They don't go there anymore. But it was predominantly Korean, right? Like the kindergarten class was Korean immersion. So like your kid, they taught math the way that Koreans learn math is by the way, barely listen to what I'm saying because I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Caution.
But I think Korean math's a lot like playing the violin.
Okay.
Yep.
He's the wrong person
I think
to ask.
that
Disagree with
the
what he's saying.
The
Yep.
same way to play the violin is how you learn math in Korean. And Asian math is easier than white math. Don't take my word on this. I kind of listened at this orientation.
Wait.
I'm curious.
Math.
Nope,
Math is
nope.
this.
It's a universe.
Let me say what I'm going to say.
Okay.
All right, and then you can say no.
I'm going to call my wife.
Well, no, don't call your wife.
No, because she would know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but what I'm just saying is that I thought numbers were a universal thing.
No.
It's not.
But it's how you learn the math.
How you learn the math is very different because
It's true.
Korean math was easier to understand than colonial math. So they would teach them math in Korean, and that's why math scores were through the roof. And someone's got to have my back on this, or at least explain what I'm
Is that
fucking
kind of
up.
like how Rocky trained and Ivan Drago trained?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Rocky trained in the forest with logs on his back.
Yes.
Chasing chickens.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Ivan Drago had the futuristic. Yeah. And the wires and
graphs, yeah.
tubes and yeah.
And it is all based on the violin. I know
That makes sense. When you're playing music, you see a note, you don't calculate what the note is. You go, oh, that's a B, I hit a B. So the way I took Kumons is 3 and 2. You don't go, what's 3 plus 2? You go, The combination 3 and
What's
2.
Kumons?
Kumon
like
is
a
a
math
mathematic
learning
like
center.
tutorial center.
You motherfucker! I was sitting here hanging out to dry for forever. I didn't do this shit.
I wanted to see your explanation. I wanted to see.
Motherfucker! This motherfucker right here.
I know what he just did, and I want to apologize.
You know what he did?
What you just
he let
did,
the white
what
guy
you-
try to hang himself.
What you just did to my friend, right, was sabotage, and you made him look like a fool, and he's our guest, and I want you to apologize right now.
Mr. Kreischer, I apologize.
Thank you.
Fuck, you knew what I was trying to say. You knew what I was trying to say.
But I was bad at it. I was really bad, so I cheated.
So our kids couldn't do it either. Our kids didn't do it either.
Calculated.
Yeah, they
But
couldn't
that's
do
where
it.
I got, by the way, the long story to get to. This is where I got introduced to kimchi. The Korean moms on Thanksgiving, they do a Thanksgiving feast, but it was all Korean food. And so first time I had kimchi was at one of these Thanksgiving feasts when my daughter was in kindergarten. And man, kimchi connected with me. It was something that
love story.
I was so into it. And so I said to one of the moms, and these are I think probably what is when you just come free, that's not first generation, that's
First generation is
Me.
no, yeah, one before you. That's all these moms are that.
Immigrants.
Yeah, they're immigrants.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that word, but yeah, okay.
You can't say immigrants.
I don't think I'm allowed to.
well, I know you are. Please say it. It's immigrants.
When I say it comes out with a little more hate. Watch. So
Yeah.
these immigrants,
I see. I feel like you have a noose in your hand.
these fucking immigrants.
Yeah.
No, but so I told one of the moms, I said, I really like this. What is this? He said, it's kimchi. And I was like, really? And she goes, yeah, you know how it's made? She tells me about how it's made. And I go, I find that fascinating that you bury it and then you dig it up. But they didn't do that for them. But I said, I love this. I want more. And she goes, I'll bring you some tomorrow. Brings me a 5-gallon glass jar of kimchi. I ate this kimchi for a fucking year. My neighbor was a chef named Roy Choi. Roy Choi started.
Choi.
So he was my next door neighbor,
Kogi,
and our kids
yeah.
are the same age.
Oh, yeah, Roy Choi.
Yeah.
Roy Choi.
I know Roy Choi. Yeah. Roy Choi.
What toy? What the fuck is it?
I love that.
Do I know Roy Choi?
Oh, yeah.
You know Roy
How do I know
Choi.
Roy
He owns
Choi?
Line
Poke
Hot-
truck.
He owns his restaurants in Line
Yeah, but do
Hotel.
I know him personally?
I think so.
Are you friends?
I love him. I love you, Roy.
And he started a thing called kimchi tacos. Mm-hmm. And he saw this fucking 5-gallon jar of kimchi, and he was like, "You should make kimchi breakfast tacos," and told me how to do it. I made it. Oh,
Wow.
fucking changed my life. I haven't had kimchi in forever, but and that's why I'm here. I wanted to try it again. No, I'm kidding.
Do you have a jar?
No, but I love kimchi.
You know, it's like it's so funny because you, from the outskirt, right? You look like somebody I might not like.
Oh, everyone says that.
Yeah. Like if I,
Everybody.
no, if I was in, let's say I was in Indiana, and I'm lost, right?
Yeah.
And I'm in a cornfield, and I see you with that hat, the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
And I'll go, I need directions, but that's not the guy.
Everyone says that.
But you are the guy.
Dude, I'm the sweetest guy. in
I
the world.
understand that, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, in the beginning, you didn't seem like the guy.
I look like a meathead, and I come off like a hard penis. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
like everyone's like, oh, and I'm loud and obnoxious, and like
Yeah.
I say fucked up things.
And I don't want you to take this the wrong way.
Okay.
Right? But I really enjoy your lips.
Ooh, I did not take that the wrong way. By the way, that's one of the things in my
There's something
sweet
about
spot.
his lips is really puffy in the right ways.
Yep.
It looks
I have
like
really great lips.
It looks like a pussy.
I'll take it.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I'll take
Yeah,
it.
you have pussy lips.
I had a girl, one
your
of the
face.
first girls I ever made out with said, I really like your lips. I like
Yeah.
your lips are soft. I swear to God, for like 5 years after that, I'd kiss like this. Like no muscle in my lip. Just,
Yeah. Yeah. This is very nice. Because you look like are you dipping?
No, but
Yeah.
I dipped for a long time.
You did.
Yeah.
Is that bad for you?
Nah. I don't know if cancer is real.
He thinks it's bad for you.
Yeah,
I don't think you can really get cancer.
Cancer's not real. He's
Yeah.
right.
But
Yeah.
you know, I don't hear. I mean, I hear a lot of people that smoke get lung cancer,
Oral cancer is probably.
but I don't
What
see
are the
people
words?
like.
You want to look like Roger Ebert with half of his face?
But he didn't dip. He just
What I'm saying is,
ate
why-
too much
but he
beef
didn't-
jerky or something.
that's
why-
what
yeah.
oral cancer and cancer like that area causes. You
Oh, it
lose
does?
a part of your face.
Yeah, I don't want to look like that.
Dude, that was the picture they passed around to us in baseball when we were kids. It was the guy who just dipped for 4 years and lost his bottom jaw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they showed the picture.
Yeah, but it's not real. That's not real. You can't get lip cancer that quick. I mean, Roger Ebert was like 70 or something. It is real. Oral cancer is very real, but I don't think it shows up that quick unless like you're prone to cancer. I mean, children also get cancer also. That's why everyone should support.
Everything's cancerous. Everything is,
But is there a guy on Earth that dipped since he was 18 and he's now 90 and he doesn't have cancer?
My wife's dad has been chewing tobacco since he was 13. My wife's grandfather chewed tobacco since when he was a child, like 7 probably,
and they have
until
the complete
he was
faces.
90. Yeah, never had. It's a lot of. Also, it's about oral hygiene. I think. I don't know. I'm not certain about this. Don't take anything I say for fucking truth.
Yeah. But I'm listening.
Yeah, but
I'm listening. I like it. Will you be my doctor?
Please.
Yeah,
Dude,
I'm
my own.
I'm not quitting anything. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's about like flossing and brushing.
Right. So if I dip and I floss, I use Listerine, and I brush 2 or 3 times a day, I might not get cancer.
No cancer.
Might not? You
Yeah,
won't. You won't.
100%.
Yeah, I don't know why we're ballparking this. Why not take big swings?
Yeah. Because I don't know if you know this, but my grandparents, my dad's dad and my mom's dad smoked a pack a day since he was 18. He died at like 102.
Yeah, but your parents and your grandparents move their bodies every day. They are not sedentary 20 hours a day like you are.
I like what you're saying right here.
Why?
So, because they say something about movement, like 10,000 steps a day.
Because if you're thinking about it, what smoking does is it hardens your blood vessels, right? But if you're staying mobile and you're working your circulation, you're kind of countering the effects or the damage that you're doing with smoking, at least a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, but can I just say
It's
this?
like if you're taking an athlete who smokes and a person like you who smokes, the likelihood of you getting sick is much higher than that athlete who smokes just as much.
Like Michael Phelps.
Shut up, man. I love you, though. I mean, that's what I meant to say. My bad.
Bless you. Are you allergic
I
to
play
cats?
video games.
No. Yeah, I am, but not bad. I
play video games. I use my fingers.
Wait, what's the most exercise? You ever do the stairs up here?
Oh, yeah, you mind? No.
He doesn't even know they exist up there on Beechwood.
When I do, let me say something right now.
You have the best hike right up your
Yeah, I
stairs.
know.
All right, Kreisch. Okay. Let me just say something. We went fucking hiking a couple of weeks ago.
And he his sugar dropped. He became hypoglycemic,
And I
I
couldn't
had
move.
to drive the car up the hill on the hike trail to pick him up.
Oh, you're smiling. That's weird.
No, I think that's totally natural.
You think it is?
Dude, I just ran the LA Marathon with no training. I don't know, like.
Did you make it all the way through?
Yeah, of course.
Damn.
Did you walk any part of it?
Oh, yeah.
But how many miles is it?
26.2.
26.
You did the whole thing.
I did the whole
Look at me
fucking
right
thing.
now. You
I
did the whole thing.
whole fucking thing.
26 miles.
26.2.
How long did it take you?
5 hours and 33 minutes.
I can't fucking believe it.
Dude, I no training. Didn't train for it at all. Didn't train at all. Just went out, drank the night before, showed up 6 a.m, got out, race started at 7, and I jogged. I was with Jesus Trejo. We jogged.
Oh, we love him.
Jogged straight for 17 miles.
Wow.
Damn.
At 17 miles was the first. No. I'm sorry. I jogged straight for 20 miles. At 20 miles was the first time I had to walk because both my calves seized up in my legs and my quads seized up in my quads. And the lady in front of me shit her pants, and I went, "This is why you train." I was like,
she shit her pants.
She shit her pants. It was the size of a Band-Aid. It went down one leg and up the ass.
Wow.
And it fucking, I was like, people were collapsing. Everyone started cramping up. That's when you cramp up is 20 miles. 20 miles. At 17 miles, I started getting in my head. So I was like, well, I still have like 9 miles. I never run 9 miles.
Yeah.
And then at 20 miles, that's the first time I walked. And I probably walked from 20 miles to 24 miles intermittently, like jog for 50 feet and then walk again. Jog and then walk again. And then...
Can I ask you this?
Yeah.
That's that Florida DNA. He just
Damn.
has it in him, embedded deeply.
Yeah, I know.
Can I please get that cut isolated of her saying that? Yes.
And mark that.
I call it the Mickey Mantle gene.
You do. You know why? Because I work out every day and I can't do the marathon. I can't even do a half marathon.
You could do it.
I cannot.
No, you could.
There's something embedded deeply inside me that does not. I'm incapable of running on land. I can swim probably that length, but I cannot run.
Let's do a tag team sprint marathon.
Oof, I can.
Sprint triathlon.
I've done a sprint triathlon.
I want to do one of those.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something about
With Bobby. Bobby ride the bike.
Ooh, no,
you do the
because we
swim.
do
I'll do the run.
relay.
Bobby rides
the
Right,
Malibu
let's
has
do it.
one.
Let's do a Malibu relay.
Okay,
Bobby
I
ride the
swim.
bike.
Hold on one second. I can guarantee you that I can come out of that pack.
I love this kind of talk right here. I can guarantee you. That's all I want to hear.
Listen to me. I can get you top 25 out the water.
Okay,
If
all right.
you lose that lead, I swear to God, I'm out the team.
Okay, no, I guarantee you I will train, and I will get us top. I'm not top 25 out of the water. I can't go that high, but I'll keep us into the top.
Just keep us in the
100.
pocket.
I'll keep us in the pocket.
But he's our cyclist.
That's the final leg.
No, the cyclist is the second leg.
I'm not doing it.
Oh, okay.
You're the run, so you have to.
Bobby, let's do this. This is what dreams are made of.
No. Listen, man.
Your pants.
Let me say something right now.
All you gotta do is ride a
Shut
bike.
the fuck up, man. All right. First of all, you can't make decisions without me. You guys are making all these plans and stuff. I got to get in on it. All right?
Get in on it.
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Get in on
all
it.
right? I'm gonna get on it. All right.
Maybe just a
But I just want
biathlon
to say this,
then.
okay?
No.
I just want to say this, all right? What's going on?
We're doing a triathlon.
Okay, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Start from the beginning.
It's a sprint.
What's going on?
It's a sprint tag team Malibu triathlon.
Okay, so it's a sprint.
It's going to be
an
in
actual,
6 months.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing. It's in Malibu.
Okay, so
you do
how
a
many
part-
people are involved?
3. It's a triathlon.
We're a 3-man team.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do I do?
All you got to do.
Yeah.
Just wait for me to tag you, and then you bike.
You ride a bike. That's
How
it.
far?
It's not that far.
How far?
It's like right around the corner.
What do you mean?
Usually
How
in
far?
a sprint
Be real.
triathlon is 40 km.
Is that
in a
40
sprint.
feet?
40 feet?
40, is that 40 feet?
It's like, I think it's like.
What's 40K?
I
Okay,
wanna
it's
say
a
like
Nautica
30.
Malibu triathlon. And let me see how
I got the
long it
run
is.
part locked.
I have the
locked.
swim part locked. I
yeah,
just
yeah,
need
that-
to,
yeah,
I need
my
about 2
guy.
months to train, and I'm
Give me
good.
2 months to train, and
Yeah,
we are
how long
competitive.
do I have to ride a bike
Give
for?
me 2 months to train, get the 3 of us, and let's put up money on a betting site and let people try to beat us.
All right.
Yes.
George just said it's 25 miles.
That's not
that's
bad.
40.
Just listen.
That's
listen.
riding from the airport and back.
Okay, let me just say this. Okay? You'll never find me again.
Bobby, it's a
You
bike
will
ride.
find. You will
It's
find.
a bike ride.
You will find 60 years from now in some forest the remains of a bike, right? And a skeleton, a fat skeleton, just cradling it like a fucking baby,
Skeleton be
right?
fat.
And
How's the skeleton?
yeah, I have fat bones. I have fat bones as well, right? And my skull, if you analyze my skull, right, underneath like the eye part, it'll just be like, what are those little, you know, in those caves with the little, the calcium,
Stalactites.
the calcium,
stalactites,
yeah, but
yeah.
it's tears.
Stalactite tears.
Stalactite tears. Okay, and that's what's gonna happen. I'll fucking die. I'm not doing it.
This will change your life.
I can't
So
fucking.
you always said you wanted to get into biking or
You know what,
cycling.
man?
Dude, a challenge is what we need.
Can I just say something to you, man? I want to be real with you. I've always had this fantasy about a race war. I'm being real. I lay in bed sometimes. I think of what would a race war look like, and whites versus blacks versus Asians or whatever.
I
right?
think about this a lot.
I do too. And in my head, as of late, in the last couple of years, I thought to myself, you know, the whites, I think they would die out.
Oh, easy.
No. Until I looked at you just now. Here's the thing that whites have. Here's what the thing that whites have that we underestimate, right?
What?
Is a core strength of will. They're not smarter. They're not. They're just a little crazier, right? Like serial killers. You have the Night Stalker.
He's a frat boy,
who's a
wild.
Mexican guy
Yeah.
who sneaks in, right? You know, kill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then leaves.
I think they have stronger livers.
But the whites,
I'll take that.
they'll do something like, I'm gonna cut the eyeballs out and stick them in the butthole. You guys take it to the next level.
It's white privilege.
Yeah,
It's not knowing the struggle and assuming the world's built up for you.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not knowing
Wow,
what it's like to struggle.
oh my, I'm so clear.
So I'm so clear on white privilege. That fucking movie I was talking about, the problem with Apu, they explained what white privilege was, and it was not knowing what it's like to be marginalized. That was what they were saying, and I thought it was really fascinating. So I was like, "Oh yeah, I never really watched any TV show and said, I got to figure out like who these like when I watched Black Panther, I was a little bit like, yeah, that's cool, but I'm not black, but I can identify with them as people and humans.
Oh, that's great.
But like that's what this guy was saying, and I was like, that's really interesting. It was a really fascinating. It's a really great documentary. I don't agree with it entirely. However, I do like.
So it's something I can watch. It's a documentary.
I think you'll like it.
It's not a book.
It's on Vimeo. You can pull it up on Vimeo.
It's on, what's it called again? You'll write it down. I'm going to watch it tonight.
The problem with
Apu.
Problem with the problem.
What's the guy's name? Will you say his name?
Hari Kondabolu.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think he's a little off. I think
because when I see pictures of your daughters on Facebook and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay. Because every time you take a glance.
Yeah.
You take a glance at somebody's Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And you do go a little dive into their life. What is his life like, right? Your wife looks very pretty and intelligent and normal. Your kids look so grounded and normal. I've never talked to them.
Bad teeth.
Just okay, but just based on what I see, it's like you have a great family life. You look like a great dad. I mean, I saw a photo of you. I think you guys were in Hawaii or something.
Yeah.
You were with other Asians in the photo, I think.
It's my friend Sandy who told me about sunglasses.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just look like you have this really nice life. And coming from where I know where you came from, which is stand-up.
Yeah.
And you partied a lot in college and whatnot.
Still party pretty hard.
I know you do.
Yeah.
But I just feel like you've really carved off a good life for yourself.
Dude, I'm the luckiest guy you'll ever meet in the world. But here's the thing that sucks is that I leverage a little bit of my career to have a regular life. So like I don't really call in for spots that often at the store. If I'm working on something, I will. But like I look at it like tonight. Well, tonight I was doing this, but we had a dinner party with friends. We went to had our kids all meet up, and then the kids stayed, and then we went to this bar and had barbecue, and then walked back, and like that's kind of how I like to spend my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, as opposed to at the store where it's just me, and then I'm working on material, and then I wake up late, you know. So like I kind of like being. I like being a dad. I really like being a dad.
But you know what's so funny because here's a guy talking. You're talking to a guy who's there every night.
But I respect that. Like I wish I had that.
No.
No.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you. Okay, you tell me why, and then I'll tell you why.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. No, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because Kirk Fox and I were sitting in the back the other night. We're there. Kirk and I are there every night. Rick Ingram too.
Yeah.
Every night. And you know, and we don't see you guys, right? Because you guys have lives, right? And I have a great life with my beautiful.
You have a great life.
Yeah, I have a great life. But my point is that we losers, you know? yeah.
Oh.
And we're like, I think maybe kind of
But I'll tell you the opposite side of that is me and Segura, right? Segura's not there every night.
killing it.
But no,
because when you guys
both of
do
us-
show up, it's like mythological creatures, and like, oh my god, they came to visit from the like with the great
heavens.
the great heavens of comedy.
No, but we both go up there and go, shit, like, I wish we were hustling. I wish we were up here every night. I wish we were like Rogan's up there every night. Fucking Ari would be up there every night. You know, Joey Diaz is up there every night. You're up there every night. Like Kirk Fox is up there every night. Fucking Michael Costa's up there every night. Fucking Jesselnick.
All right,
There's so many guys.
we get it.
And then all of us are like,
We know the cut.
Not a lot of people.
we're like, I wish we were hustling the way that we are, but then you think it's a hard balance trying to be like a regular person and then also be a stand-up comedian.
How ironic that you say that because you put Segura. I feel like you and Segura are in the same category. I feel like you guys right now, especially in 2018, are the top guys.
No,
Yeah.
Tommy is. I'm not even remotely close.
Oh, you are.
No.
I'll tell you how. I'll tell you how. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Okay. To get me and Chris D'Elia to show up on a Monday to do your cooking show.
I was surprised by that.
No, but let me just say this, right?
I know what you're saying.
Because him and I were an instant yes, right? And when I showed up, Chris had already been there for like 30 minutes, waiting to do it. And Chris is a busy guy, and he's also, he's just that guy. He's busy.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of busy lately, right? And for us to go to drop things and go, we have to do it, right? Means that there's something going on with you that's special.
That is the best compliment I've ever gotten in this entire business in my life. Because
to get Brian Callen and Brendan Schaub to do it as well is special. So what I'm saying is that I guarantee you that you're one of the top guys right now.
that is the best compliment I've ever gotten in this business because it's an applicable compliment where you go, because I did when they said who you want to get, and I was like, well, I don't know. Like I was like, I said a bunch of names, And they're like, what about Dalia and Bobby Lee? And I was like, yeah, but I don't think we're ever going to get them. And then they were like, they're available Monday. I was like, are you serious? And they're like, I was blown the fuck away. Because that was one of the best episodes we've shot. And it hasn't aired yet.
God bless you and
Dude,
take
that was
care.
one of the funniest
God
episodes.
bless you and take care.
No.
And I want to say this.
God bless you.
I want to say this to you, Bert.
Yeah.
Is that, I mean, a couple of times I've been to All Things Comedy and said, how do I get into Bert's thing? You know, I'm like, he's busy, this and that. So I was waiting on the wing to get involved. So it's like,
I've been a fan
and
of yours.
also I gave you,
I've been a fan of yours.
I also gave you you think that was a compliment? What was the puffy lips shit? You fuck nut. I said your fucking puffy lips are fucking like a pussy. I said.
He said it.
All right.
I wrote that one down. Yeah, you're someone that's been, you're someone that's been killing it for like I'm gonna say 15 years.
Oh my God, you don't even know what you're talking about right now,
dude.
Dude, you don't know what my life. I'm gonna say this right now, Bert, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. My life didn't change, and I wasn't in the game until I met this lady.
Oh, don't give me that much
Give it
credit.
for Khalyla.
You had done all the.
No.
Wait, tell me
This
why.
lady right here changed my whole career.
How so?
Scheduling.
Oh,
and
in
planning
so many.
part. That part that he said he was so good at.
Yeah.
He did none of.
Here's the thing. If you don't know this. All right. First of all, I haven't written a joke in probably 6 years. and that's no, really, it really is.
That's not true.
That's not true at all.
I do maybe 5 new jokes a
I've
year.
heard some, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Number 2, I play probably about 12 hours of video games a day,
Maybe more.
maybe more.
Are you serious?
Maybe more.
I don't eat well. When I get auditions or I get offered things, I usually say no because of laziness and fear. And when I met her, I was at the bottom. I couldn't get anything going. I didn't have.
I remember a time when he was on his hands and knees praying that he would get the part of that one guy's like non-existent show. Remember that we were
Mr. Robot?
No, not Mr. Robot. You and a friend of yours.
Yeah.
Remember from Mad TV? You were like, I hope we get this.
Oh yeah.
And it was like-
Oh yeah. So there was this. I was at the comedy store one night, and this English guy comes up to me. That guy,
Yeah.
and he
say
goes,
his name.
"I'm not gonna say his name. I love him. He's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
funny.
Who is he?
Well, I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Because I don't want him to feel bad if he's
Yeah.
listening. He goes, "Hello, I'm doing this pilot," and I go, "What is it?" I'm just doing my own independent pilot, and Troy Miller is doing it, and I got in my hands and knees. I go, "Please let me do it." And it wasn't even a network or a studio. He was just Troy and him were just doing it on their own, and then like me showing up and like.
He was taking
Like auditioning and trying to get it.
Yeah.
And it was basically at the end of the day like a YouTube
Like a
video.
YouTube video.
You know what I
A
mean?
student film.
And I was like waiting in line and begging to get on that.
I remember that.
Right? Remember that?
I remember
And you were
that.
like looking at me like, "No, you're Bobby Lee. You shouldn't," you know what I mean? And I'm like, that's all I can get. And then like I like 80 Chelsea Latelys just so that I could get people in the rooms.
Yeah.
When I was not. I mean, I thank you, Chelsea, for the opportunity, but I wasn't. And then when I met her, she just basically kept saying, "You're a fucking pussy."
That's so bizarre how you perceive yourself. I perceive myself in a poor light, but like I have never perceived you as anything other than. And when you go, I haven't written a joke in 6 years. Part of me goes, well, you should just write down what you're saying on stage in the store, because all of that, like that's the way I write. Is I just go up and I go fucking nuts on stage and I try to write on stage.
Yeah.
But your improvs are better than the jokes I've written. So like I watch you, I sit
my
back and
God,
watch
with
you and
this
I go,
guy right here,
I go,
man.
Jesus, man. But it's so funny that you say that is your reality, because I've seen the opposite side of you. I always go, like the new show you're on right now, the In Between Us, or
Splitting up together.
Splitting Up Together. I saw that and I was like, oh, of course Bobby's in that. Like, of course. You know the way you'd say that about like, of course Tiger's in the lead. You know, like of course he's in the run.
Yeah.
Like it's so.
It is interesting how we perceive ourselves, and
Do you think that's based on your? Because mine's based on my dad's interaction with me as a kid.
yeah.
My dad, I'll never be right. I'll never like. I was the fastest kid in first grade, and I came home. I told my dad I'm the fastest guy in first grade, and he said, "You'll never be faster than me." And I was like,
oh man.
Yeah, but this wasn't, he wasn't being a dick. He was just being a dad in the 80s or 70s. And so I went to the front yard. I said, I don't know, I'm pretty quick. Let's race. So we go in the front yard.
Challenge.
Yeah, this is like childhood confidence, that Mickey Mantle team we're talking about. And I split up and I start, count it down. We sprint. I'm hauling ass, and I look up, and he's running in front of me backwards going, you'll never beat me at anything.
Oh, my God.
And that happened in every sport I ever played with him. But it was like a way of going like, I've got the big dick. This is how this works. I'm the alpha. And so part of me has always looked for like a father figure. I think I do that in agents and managers sometimes, like a father figure.
Yeah.
And also it's a way that I like kind of beat myself up where I go like, oh, that was fucking horrible. Of course your dad would, you know. Yeah. Do you think that was?
Well, I mean, my dad doesn't. It's similar in the way that like years ago when I did Jay Leno, I did stand up on Jay Leno, and I told him to watch it, and then the next day he called me. He goes, "How much did you pay them to get on that?" Like he thought that I saved up some money.
Are you serious?
And that's how people get on the Tonight Show. Like Tom Cruise goes on and goes, "Here's $1,000. Thanks for having me on." You know what I mean?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, like he thinks that this is easy, or like is this a real job? I think now he's a little better about it. You know, he's proud, but in the beginning, dude, it was like, yeah, how much are you paying them, or you don't get money, right? And you're like, yeah, I make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I can't believe, you know, I mean, like it's that kind of
So
thing.
when you got Mad TV and that's one of those game changers where you get, that was your first big break, right?
Out of your mind.
He wasn't.
I mean, it's not a game changer.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you know, people say that, and I guess in retrospect, maybe it is, but the thing is that at the time, you know, you get like $5,000 a week.
Dude, I remember when I got $5,000 a week, my first TV show, and I did the math wrong, and I looked at my buddy Eddie in the front seat. We were on the corner of Gower and Franklin, and I went, I'm a fucking millionaire.
I know.
Not Korean math.
Because when you...
Korean math.
And it is a lot of money. It is a lot of money, but if you... your agent and your manager, 20% right there, taxes.
Yeah.
So you're making about $200 a week that you pocket. Mm-hmm. That's good.
You can't buy a house with
But you can't buy a house, and it's not a life changer. You know, when you growing up as a kid, when people said, when you thought of a TV star, you go, oh yeah, he's, you know, limos and mansion and his life, you know, and that wasn't the case. In fact, the new Mad TV that happened last year, I know a couple of cast members that were like, oh no, I'm still wait tables. Yeah. Like they're waiting tables.
Really?
And still on a show.
Wow.
You know, so, you know, the ones like Eric Stone Street, you know, that we've had on our podcast, people
Eric Stone Street, who's that?
He's on Modern Family. He
plays
the large gay man.
The large gay man on Modern
Oh,
Family.
Yeah.
He's a friend of ours, and he makes a lot of money, but that show was a hit.
Yeah.
If you're a regular...
Oh, your show's going to be a hit.
What?
The new one. The new one's going to be it. The new one, dude, the new one has got... I love the female lead is from The Office, right?
Yeah, Jenna Fisher.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah.
She's awesome, and that's the role I always wanted to see her in. Now, I'm no disrespect to The Office, but I always wanted to see her in that role. That dude is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Oliver's great, yeah.
It looks like it's going to be a hit show, and then you go...
Well, the numbers are good.
Has it aired yet?
Yeah, twice.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I also want to take the time...
Can I get some ice?
Yeah. I want to take the time to thank TigerBelly fans because...
we did.
You guys were relentless, especially on social media and whatnot. We're very relentless. Yeah, hashtagging, all that stuff. And some good news. It's not picked up yet, but you know, we won the time slot 2 weeks in a row.
Nice.
And the numbers are really good. And you know, the one thing about the show that, if I'm going to say anything about it, it's perfect. The showrunners, the actors, I have a great time on it. It's hard for me to figure out how to become me on that show, to do what I actually do. I might not be able to do that. You know how, like, you know how funny you can be?
Yeah.
Right? And then if you get a part where it's like, yeah, I got to play, so you're in this part, and there's not much you can do outside of that.
You got to respect what the writers bring
Exactly.
to you and
So
go, I don't want to misrepresent how they see the picture because it's their project.
Yeah.
It's their money.
Yeah, so I can't go out and go crazy. I mean, but you know what? At the end of the day, you know, I'm happy to, you know, be in it. And
you don't have ice? No. How do you not have ice?
We've never had ice here.
Our fridge is from the 1980s.
How do you not have?
Why do you need ice?
I was going to make another cocktail. By the way, then yeah.
Well, you keep. Let me just, because you know,
I'm not drinking a vodka hot soda.
Tampa.
Yeah.
How do you not have fucking?
Hold
on.
All right.
I feel like I learned everything I need to know about you guys. When you wake up and you want to drink, you just go, I guess I'll have lukewarm water?
Yeah.
Okay, so say...
Wait, no, stop, friend. Stop, friend. I want to stop you in your tracks right now, okay?
Okay.
We have rituals that we have in this house, okay? And what you're implying...
Rituals?
Rituals.
Rituals.
Yeah, not rituals. All right. All right. Let me say this.
Yeah, I'm trying. Can you make this quick? I want to use this.
All right. My girlfriend and I, right, we love cold beverages.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You don't have
yeah. But what we do is we put it in
God, this is cold.
We put it in the refrigerator.
Can you put everything in the fucking refrigerator?
Yeah.
I can't believe you don't like that. Do you realize that would be a game changer?
But
in
we're
my
also
life?
Asians, and Asians like proper face.
Wait, you're Asian?
Yeah,
You
Filipino.
Whoa, dude! I don't like the way you said that. Yeah, she's Asian, dude. She's just mixed with a little bit of French.
Say the other part, Bobby.
She's half Egyptian.
Is that for real?
Yeah.
Half Filipina.
I love Egyptians. I'm Ahmed. Shout out to you, my friend. Wherever you are. Whatever desert you're hanging out in right now, he's in the Middle East, by the way. I'm not saying that as a racist thing.
He is out there. He actually is out there.
He's actually out in Abu Dhabi or something. So whatever desert you're in, not a racist thing. God bless you and take care. Okay.
This should be an interesting cocktail. Someone want to go to my sister's house and get ice?
Is it far?
She's a block away.
You know, I'll tell you another thing is that we just don't use ice because I don't drink. You know that, right?
No, but you drink fluids.
Yeah. But you know, what we do is this. Okay, just hear me out. Okay. What we do is we buy a bottle of water like this, okay?
Yeah.
And then we stick it in the refrigerator. The refrigerator, I don't know if you know how it works, but...
Can you start making ice, maybe?
It chills. Are you sure there's no ice in there?
There's no ice, sweetie.
We've never had ice?
We haven't made ice in 5 years.
Yeah.
So do you understand that half of your listeners right now are going, hold on, you guys don't have ice? Like, that's like a... Like,
But when we finally get it, it feels like such a treat. Like when I go to my sister's house, it's the art of withholding.
She's from the Philippines.
So when I get to my sister's house, the first thing I go to is her crushed ice machine.
Yeah.
I can't even say that.
Yeah.
You've never
But
said
it's
it
the
ever.
most delicious thing ever, and I sit there and I just crunch ice for like hours.
All right.
yeah. You know you can have that every day, right?
No, I don't want it. Then I won't enjoy it.
It's
All
free.
right, can I just say this? Where do we get the one?
What do you mean? Our
Look
fridge.
at
Our fridge.
No, is there a machine that I can buy?
Yeah, Bobby, there is.
Yeah.
Actually, I bought all of them. I love ice. I've had like 3 different ice makers.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting one installed in my garage because I want the hardcore, like the crush ice.
Right.
The
Sonics.
But what does ice do?
it makes this drink
Science
palatable.
alert. Science alert.
Science alert.
Science alert.
What it is that what I'm saying is that I know when you put ice in things, it waters it down.
Or makes it cold. Just makes it cold.
Yeah.
If you drink it quick enough, it makes it cold.
Yeah.
So that your tongue doesn't go hot. That tastes like vomit.
Warm vodka.
Okay.
I can't believe I got to drink this quickly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get fucking hammered on this podcast because I'm trying to chase the ice.
Yeah. Let me just say this, okay? Next time you come over,
I'm bringing my own ice.
No.
No, I don't trust you. I don't trust you to have ice.
Oh, that's a challenge. Because let me say this right now,
So
okay?
what?
I'm a man of my word. Okay?
Okay.
So hear me, everyone back up, all right? Let me say this right now. Motherfucker, you will have varieties of ice.
You guys have like do you
You'll have
grapes?
ice with different, like,
cold
fig-
grapes.
Oh, we
Some-
can freeze some
Yeah.
grapes.
No, or water. You can freeze water.
We don't have the ice maker thing.
Cubes.
The tray.
Get on the tray.
Do we get one of those?
You don't even have ice maker trays.
If we had an ice maker tray, we'd make ice, fuck not.
Bert, look, it's the old one.
They
right
are.
there. It's
Look
the
at
one
our
with the-
fridge.
Look at that fridge over
Freezer
there.
top, regular
What's
bottom.
cold in there?
Packs of
Oh,
Trader
yeah,
Joe's
look.
on,
We might
yeah.
have something there.
Yeah, go get it.
Yeah.
Blueberries? How old are these blueberries?
They're pretty new.
They're pretty new, yeah.
They might be a little frostbitten though, so
That's
good luck.
fine.
Yeah.
Ew.
I'll take
You're
it.
gonna put frozen blueberries in there?
Something to.
I also have frozen coconut
Oh my
in
god,
there.
this is so.
This is why he would win a race war.
This is insane.
Race war
This
winner.
what you're doing.
It'll chill my. It's as cold
Let
as
me see how
ice.
cool. Yeah, all right.
And flavored.
Yeah, this might be the new thing.
So ridiculous right there. All right. Enjoy your beverage.
That's not that bad, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a little blueberry hint. That's
Yeah.
actually really good.
Yeah.
Let's get the rest of these.
But you know what was interesting when I did your cooking show, though, with Chris, and we were making that thing that we made, where I don't want to give away what we made. I thought to myself, there's no way I'm going to eat this fucking thing.
Dude, everyone says that. They go. I was reading the comments. The one we released today was with my. Well, I was nervous because it was Wheeler Walker Jr. and then the guests also we had backed out at the last minute. So they were like, "Oh, your wife and Wheeler did a podcast with you. Why don't you just have your wife on?" I was nervous. I was like, My wife's not like a talent, Like
Yeah.
she's not like super. That's not her calling.
Yeah.
But they hit it off. So we did it, and everyone thought this meal was gonna suck dick. It was Nashville hot chicken, and it was awesome.
Yeah,
and everyone in the comments is like, I'm amazed that these meals turn out good. And I was like, I'm actually a cook. Like I can cook.
Yeah, that's what's surprising to me was
That one was scary because we had to make the pasta. And I kind of thought Chris would like jump in because he's Italian and his dad's like
he's
legit
not
Italian.
that kind of Italian.
He's not.
No, he's more bang bang Italian, than like, welcome to the restaurant.
Welcome to the. I love that Bobby's impression just had to do with the fingers. It wasn't the accent. He's like, "Well, in the restaurant."
yeah.
Bang, bang.
But he's like more, that type.
Yeah.
Creative.
How long have you known him?
Since he started doing stand up.
So
and when he was
5
good-
years. So wait, how?
No, he was good at 12. I met him maybe a decade ago.
Yeah.
And he was an open micer, and he was really good. And there was just something about him. Chris D'Elia, his parents, his dad was a producer. But what happened was his dad would, like, as a kid, go, come and do a show for us. He would go in and do a show in front of his mom and dad, like comedy and stuff. And they would encourage it.
Yeah.
And he just was born knowing that he was funny and that he was loved. And I think that he just knew he was a star from the beginning.
He not to figuratively suck his dick, but like there's something about him that is like a legit star quality.
Yeah.
Where even like his Instagrams, it just comes off like he didn't overthink it. He just is doing it. So like I was thinking of doing a line of all my outtakes and then not posting the video because I do 100 outtakes before I do post whatever. Even me like, hey, we just caught a butterfly. I'm like, hey guys, we just caught a butterfly, but
Yeah. He's just like one of those guys that was just like born. Mm-hmm. And then there are people, but he's not the prototypical stand-up. I think prototypical stand-up is someone like Dave Attell.
Right.
Or, even
someone who sat in the back of the class and never was allowed to show their personality, but their personality was always writhing underneath them.
Yes.
Yeah, like those are the guys that I always go, those are the ones, my favorite ones.
Yeah, like I did a tour with Attell a long time ago.
For real?
Yeah. It was me, Attell, Carlos Mencia, and DC Curry. And we did theaters.
Serious?
Yeah, it was a long time ago, 15 years ago. I was a kid. But I was like opening.
Yeah.
And Attell would bring like a pillowcase attached to a stick as his briefcase. And in my head, I'm like, this guy is either a hobo or a real stand-up. I mean,
he's my favorite stand-up.
He's one of my favorite too.
He's my favorite
He's
ever.
so good. But Dilly is not that. I feel like you're more that. We're both dark, but also nice, but also self-esteem. Our self-esteem can be low.
Yeah.
And I maybe I don't know you as well. I'm broken.
Oh, I am broken.
You're broken, right? Yeah. I feel broken, and D'Elia is not broken, and I think that's the reason why I like him, because I don't feel like I'm hanging out with, a broken person. Like,
I asked him why he didn't drink one time. We're in the hallway, and he goes, "I don't know, man. I feel like if I don't need it, I shouldn't do it." And then I was like, "Oh, I'm so the opposite."
I know.
Like when we got sponsors coming through,
Yeah.
and one of them was the cigarette you're holding, Juul.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Hey, would you like us to be a sponsor?" And my wife's like, "Bert doesn't smoke," and I go, "But I could start. Like, I don't mind I wouldn't mind an extra thing in my life. Like remember when you first heard about girls cutting?
Yeah.
And I remember hearing that and going, so is that like, what does that do for you? Like in like a broken way of like, I wouldn't mind adding cutting into my thing if it makes me a little more in control. Like I've always been like that with everything where I just go, oh, that makes sense. Like I never looked at life like, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't drink in the morning.
Yeah, when I was 13, I met a guy named Julio, and we would smoke pot, right? And one day he's like, hey man, we gotta go to this girl's Lucy's house. I go, I'll go to Lucy's. We ditched school and went to Lucy's house. Lucy was this 30-year-old lady. She lived in Rancho Bernardo, which is a little community next to our town.
You grew up just north of San Diego?
Yeah, and in San Diego County.
Yeah.
And I walked in, I remember being 13 years old, and there was a baby in the living room crawling around, and the baby was crawling around a full-blown meth lab.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I've told you about that, right? And then my friend Julio goes, hey, I'm going to deal, meth for this lady, but you want some? And I didn't even think about it. I'm like, yeah. I didn't know what it was. I didn't ask, and I snorted it. Up a bunch of lines. I didn't sleep for 5 days after that, but I was hooked right away. I'm just one of those broken guys that just wants to escape his reality. That's why, I've been sober for 16 years because I just can't do it. If I drank that right now,
it would just call the rails?
I'm not kidding you. In 2 weeks, I'd be in Santa Monica Boulevard sucking dick.
I wish that happened to me. I wish that happened to me. I don't have that. I don't have the, like when I don't drink for like a month or whatever, or like I just didn't drink for 4 weeks. And when I didn't drink, it was like last month. I just started drinking again, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, I missed this." It's it's like fun for me.
Yeah.
But
I wasn't accusing you of being
no.
But
Like I have friends who go. I had a friend who Jay Moore who used to say,
I love him.
I don't not love him. I don't not love him.
Yeah.
I know that me and him have had a very storied past.
Me too.
And I don't have any hate for Jay. I hope it seems in my eyes I'm very, very happy for him. He seems like he's really grounded right now. He's fishing for sea bass on a fucking paddleboard in Malibu every morning.
Yeah.
Like that's, I think, where he needs
weird.
to be. No, I'd love that.
It's a little weird.
I would love that.
You love that.
Yeah, we would love that because we're the
but you don't know
team.
Jay. You don't know Jay. He's first of all one of the most naturally funny guys.
Very.
Oh my God, he's so fast. How fast is Jay Moore?
He is one of the quickest dudes.
Yeah.
You could give him a basic premise, and he could take it up on stage and obliterate it in 9 different ways.
And if you look inside his eyes, you can see shatters of his broken soul through his eyes.
And I think part of what makes Jay complicated and great is that I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a very long time, so that's irresponsible for me to say. But I will say that like he is amazing on stage. But where were we going on this?
About drinking and whatnot.
He said to me, if I started drinking again, I'd be in prison. I'd be in jail within 24 hours.
Yeah.
I don't have that. Like,
I know you don't. But you know how I know? You know how I know you don't have that?
Because I'm complaining about ice.
No, because you look at somebody's life from the outskirts and you go, like you remind me, your family dynamics and what you have in your life reminds me of what Al Madrigal has.
Oh, I wish I could be more like Al.
Yeah, but you guys are similar in that way, though.
Al can smoke pot, have a cocktail, and be like, guys, I got to get the fuck out of here. I got a softball game in two. Like he is just a gangster. I got a car deal I'm brokering. He's just a fucking gangster.
He invited me to dinner once, Al, and I showed up, and there was like one of those like tables with, what do you call the table with the napkins on the, well, you put the plate on the napkins? Yeah. Tablecloth?
Tablecloth.
Is that what they call it? Tablecloth?
Napkin,
right.
Yeah.
Table napkin.
Then they had utensils on top of another cloth piece.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it.
tablecloth?
Yeah. In the center of the table there was like condoms,
salt shaker,
condiments.
Oh yeah,
Condiments.
Condoms.
Fine china.
China.
Yeah.
Right, and then Kristen came out with, a bowl of salad that was already pre-tossed.
Yeah.
It was like pre-tossed.
Yeah.
Right. And then she brought like bread that was like steaming from a wooden block.
Like it was baked.
something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
So
And
you're
then-
hot bread and a salad. I'm really blown away right now.
Yeah. And then she did something like, "Okay, kids, dinner time," right? And these kids came out of like rooms, like rooms,
Yeah.
like their bedrooms, right? And I go, "What the fuck is this?" Right? And they sit down, and then Al comes, sits at the head of the table, right?
Yeah.
And they pass the bowl around,
Pre-toss?
like pre-toss bowl, and they're
Pre-toss
like,
salad, hot
they
bread.
have these
They have a
tongs-
tablecloth?
Yeah, tongs,
Tongs. Yeah.
Tongs?
tongs, and you put it onto another little plate in front of you. That's like not your main plate. It's like a side plate for the salad,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
then they pass the bread around, and you have to slice it with butter and shit. And I'm going, he's a comedian?
Yeah, that is
Right?
the impressive thing about Al. Have you gone to his Christmas Eve party?
I don't think he trusts me.
I went to his Christmas Eve party, and this is what's really impressive with Al is that it's like half comics and half regular fucking people he knows that just live in the world.
That's incredible.
And you're like, what are you doing? The guy's like, I'm a car salesman.
That's incredible.
And you're like, shut the fuck up. Like, so much so, Al gave us a tour of his house, and he took us up to his office, and I lit a joint. And Al was like, hey, not everyone's like us. I was
wow.
Sorry. It was Christmas Eve.
Oh, did you put it out or did you take a hit?
We finished it.
Oh, you
I'm
wouldn't get
not
Al to- yeah.
going to put it out.
Yeah, Al is one of those guys that was like he took me to. I think we talked about that.
San Francisco.
Yeah, in San Francisco.
Yeah.
I did a corporate show for him, and he goes, I know you like to pay for, and I go, I love it. I have money.
Pay for what?
Chuk chuk.
Juk juk.
What's
Chuk
juk?
chuk.
Like,
In Korea, the Korean slang, juk juk is sex.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you go to Korea and you go juk juk to anybody, they'll point to a building. or
Really?
whatever. Yeah. And you go in the building and you juk 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 juk.
You just chuk it
Yeah.
out.
And you know why they say juk juk?
No.
I'm going to tell you why. Because when I was in Thailand, I was shooting a movie there, and it was made from a Korean company, CJ Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not going to hire me again, so I'm going to. I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna out them.
Right, and so there was a couple of executives. Like I had a couple of days off, and I didn't know what to do in Thailand. I was just sitting. So I sat one day. I want to sit in the lobby
Mm-hmm.
all day. So I just sat in the lobby all day. Right,
Good stuff.
I was drinking like Thai coffee, sitting in the lobby, and two executives walk by, and they go, "Oh, you go, Bobby." I go, "Oh, hi." And they go,
Like,
Bobby,
you got more Asian
more
when
head.
you saw
You got
them.
more head.
Oh, hi.
They go, you got more head, you go. Which is, what are you doing right now? And I go,
What do you speak?
I can understand it.
Okay.
And I go, I don't know, I just sitting here.
Yeah.
And one of them looks at me and goes, oh, juk juk. And I go, okay. And so I knew what it meant.
Yeah.
So we're in a cab going to a brothel. And in English, I said, what does even juk juk mean? Oh, that's what it sounded like when you have a sex. Juk juk. I go, if I heard that during sex, I would stop. If you were fucking a girl and you're right, you would go, oh, I'm done. I'm gonna back away and see what the fuck the problem is. You've heard of juk juk in bed?
No, I've never heard.
But you can kind of understand why they would say that.
I can say that, but it's odd that they would call it that. Like that is like, if you don't want juk juk, you can get.
Yeah.
Or ow, that's the wrong hole.
What's that?
Oh, that's a bestiality.
It's fucking on a seesaw.
Yeah. So then that's how I knew what juk juk.
What was the movie?
It was called Final Recipe. Nobody
He was
watched
a
it.
chef.
I was a chef in it.
Final Recipe.
Yeah. I would do it. I had to play like a professional chef out of
Did
LA.
you have to learn to like act?
2 months of classes
Oh,
and
Culinary classes?
yeah.
that's
Did
amazing.
not carry over into real life. Let me
Obviously,
tell you.
because he
And-
was just on my show and he didn't cut shit.
Yeah, and I couldn't do anything. And one day, a producer, and this is what happens in every movie that I have to have a skill, and they give me a teacher. At the end of the day, the producers always go, "We got to stand in."
Really?
Yeah, because I can't. Like, I did a breakdancing movie. I couldn't breakdance, and I did 3 months of classes.
3 months.
And they're like, "There's nothing that you can do to convince anybody that you can dance." So they got me. I was in Canada, and they got they got me a woman, a Filipino chick, because she was the only one with my body. So if you see Kicking It Old School, all the cutaway shots.
Kicking It Old School.
Yeah, was a breakdancing movie.
That was where Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah, me and Jamie Kennedy were in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did a breakdancing movie.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So but while
I totally forgot about that.
Back to Al Madrigal. Al knew that I did that, and so he had kids and a wife at the time. They were young.
Still has a wife at the time.
I know, but he's like, you want to go? He brought me to this brothel because he knew, right, that I liked it.
Yeah.
And he waited outside. I did my business, and he brought me back to the hotel. I mean, he's one of just a class act. That's a class act. A guy that can have a family, right? Because you just saw the dinner that I had. Yeah, the dinner that I had, right?
Wait outside.
Hot bread, tossed salad, right? The thing on the bottom,
the plate,
yeah, whatever the thing, table, and
that's fucking hilarious.
And for him to be able to walk me to a brothel,
yeah,
as like a cool gentleman,
yeah,
and then bring me home is fucking amazing.
It's an amazing guy right there.
He's an amazing guy.
Let's see how cold this is.
That's how you know you don't
bad.
have you're not an alcoholic, is because you care about the temperature and the taste. I feel like every other alcoholic just drinks to consume large amounts, and they don't care what the fuck it is or what it tastes like.
Yeah.
And I know some alcoholics. I'm not going to name anybody. I'm not even going to allude to anybody. But there's some dangers out there. That, there are some couple of guys out there that have to stop. But it's so hard to. What do you say?
I wish I wish there was a. I'll tell you from my perspective. I haven't really talked about this totally, but I think everyone knows it. But like I did Rogan's podcast, and we were talking about how much we drank. And they were asking me, Ari and Tom and Joe were asking me, and they asked me how much I drank on a daily basis. And at the time, it was a high number. And I remember not wanting to say the real number. But I don't know how to represent myself in that way. Like, only because I've just been honest.
Yeah.
And I know they're my friends, and I know that they care about me. And I know that people listen. I know that that's the thing about podcasting is you want honesty. That Chuk story is like that's honesty,
Yeah.
And I told them, and the second I told them, I was like, I regret this immediately. And then I woke up the next morning going like, I fucked up my career. Like no one will ever be able to come watch me because they'll think that it's sad that I drink, and
no.
And then we did that Sober October Bert thing, and it was awesome. It was really great, and it kind of restructured the way I drank a little bit.
Yeah.
And I mean, I still have my nights where I go off the fucking rails, but for the most part, I remember saying out loud to people, because I was drinking a ridiculous amount at the time, but not bad, not like violent, not angry, just drinking and going to sleep. I remember saying to people, going, if you have a friend who you think drinks too much, make it into a challenge that changes their lives. Like, say we're all not going to drink for October, or we're all not going to drink for November. We're all going to do it. No drugs. Find your weaknesses. We're not going to do it. And make it fun, and don't make it blamey, and don't make it like accusatory, like an intervention. Make it enjoyable, because those three guys literally probably changed my life for the better in that I didn't drink all of October. I did hot yoga, and I by the way, I did hot yoga 15 times.
Yeah, but I feel like a real alcoholic though wouldn't be able to do it.
I agree, but
I mean, because the people that are in that challenge, right? Who's in that challenge?
Me, Tom, Ari, and Joe.
Tom who?
Segura.
Okay. Ari Shaffir.
Yep.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
None of you guys are drug addicts. Or
well, yeah, but Joe was smoking weed.
I know, but he is not one.
No, but I know, but even I think, not to speak for Joe, I would never do that, but Joe said that it was really interesting to not smoke weed for a month, because what happens is you get into a rhythm in life. For me, my rhythm was I have a hard time going to sleep. So for me, a couple drinks puts me to sleep. I don't sleep great, but that whole month taught me that I can totally go to sleep without drinking. I do not need to drink to go to sleep. I'm a grown-up. I'm not going to have nightmares. I don't need half a Xanax. I can totally sleep without drinking. Wow. So for a whole month, I didn't drink. I barely drank coffee. Wow. Like, it was really enjoyable. I didn't lose any weight. Like, it wasn't like a game changer. But I think that's the approach. If you have a friend who drinks too much and you're worried about him, try the angle of like, hey, we're all in this together. Let's make this a month-long challenge. Because for me, and I was definitely drinking a lot, way too much then. I enjoyed that month a lot, and it crept over into February, or into March, all of March practically.
Yeah,
like where I just went, I'm home, I'm not drinking. Like I'm going to be home. I want to be with the girls. I want to just be home, and I didn't drink for 4 weeks in the all of March, and so. I don't know. That's the way I look at it. Where I think people look at it too much of a pointy finger thing, but
right.
I don't
But
know.
that solidarity, I think, is the proper kind of support.
It was like, it was legit support. Like it was legit fun support. Like I'd run into those guys at the store and they'd be like, "You look good." Yeah, it was fun. We go to hot yoga together, the four of us.
Oh my
and
God.
we just bust balls and laugh hysterically. And then you go home and you wouldn't want to drink. You would never want to go get drunk after you just hang out with your friends for 2 hours. So I don't know. I don't know anything about recovery or anything. So that's my 2 cents.
Well, you don't need to know. And I'm going to say this about you also as well, if I may, that I believe that human beings, there are 20 prototypes, males. 20, they're female, 20 female prototypes, 20 males.
I love
Basically what I'm saying is that if we were androids, let's say we were an android company, we made androids, right? Like a working class android
20
company.
models.
We have 20 models.
I like this.
Now
kind
you
of
can
talk.
manipulate each model, right, the way you want. You want one model a little fatter, a little shorter.
Yeah.
But generally the type, I feel like you and I are the same model.
I agree with that.
Thank you.
Dude, can I tell you when I agree with that the most?
Yeah.
When I hope you're cool talking about this, but when the Carlos Mencia video came out,
Oh my
and
God,
the
this
next day you gave the talk holding a cigarette,
Oh my God.
I was like, I'm that guy.
Can I just say this?
I've never identified with anyone more.
I can't believe you just said that.
Dude, 'cause
Video,
the
wow.
thing you did, the way you talked about it, the way you expressed regret, and it was such in the vein that I lived my life. Where
Yeah.
I went, oh my God, dude, I can I tell you, I've pictured where you were in life, meaning like location. I was like, oh, he's in Los Feliz. He's out by his back step. The garage, the garbage is right by that door. Like I visualized that
Oh
place.
my God. I'm so glad you brought that up.
Yeah,
Because that video plagued me.
for real.
Yeah, because this is how that happened. So Joe puts out that montage video of Mencia stealing and whatnot, and I was in the video.
I visualized how it happened to you. Can I tell you what I thought happened first?
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, okay.
I thought you walked up to the store. You're like, hey guys, what's going on?
Yeah.
Someone's like, Bobby, you got a cigarette? You're like, oh yeah. I'm gonna smoke one too. And you lit a cigarette, and someone's like, and then everyone starts walking out, and
Yeah.
you're sitting there by the wall, and they're like, Bobby, what do you think about Carlos Mencia? And you just jokingly went, you mean Ned? Not knowing what had happened.
Yeah.
And then just walked away, and then all of a sudden the video comes out, and Carlos called you and was like, bro, what the fuck? Oh, he steals. Of course he steals.
Very similar to that.
I envisioned that so much because I was like,
His whole life was consumed.
because
so
you
funny.
were a little bit of the nail in the coffin in the storytelling. You and
Yeah,
Renazizi,
my God.
were a little bit of like the this is.
Oh my God.
So wait, tell me how it really
So
happened.
this is what happened, okay? So I'm at the Comedy Store, and Brian Redband at the time wasn't Brian Redband of today. Brian Redband was Joe Rogan's guy. His video autographer, his podcast guy, everything. And Brian Redband would always have a camera just on, right? And so I'm walking at night, like I always do, and somebody asked me, "What about Mencia stealing?" I don't see the camera.
Was this the same night that this whole thing went down? Or?
No, it was a collage of a bunch of different nights.
Oh, so it was a different night.
Right. So he got, and I said, I didn't know there was a camera there, and they said, "But Mencia stealing?" I go, "Yeah, he steals or whatever, you know." Then I noticed the thing, and then I go to Brian. I go, "Don't put that out there." And Brian goes, "No, I mean Joe makes the final decision, but we're probably not." It is right. So here's the fucked part.
By the way, you got to give a shout out to Brian Redman for shooting content a week earlier, then shooting this, and then realizing I got Bobby Lee saying that he steals. That's a good producer's mind. Like that's a really great. Like
it's crafty. Yeah.
That's Brian Redban's a gangster. He should. I wish he just started a production company where he made vlogs for comics because he's good at. He's so good in so many like he's great at comedy, but his artistic arm is really in branding, in like making content. He's so talented.
He could have had an empire though. I mean, he could have.
Don't get me started about that because
he could have been like All Things Comedy.
I think you're right.
You guys, what you guys are doing with us, also we're involved, is that you guys are creating a company that can last, and that can eventually produce things and get into the mainstream. And
well, we need one of us to. I don't want to lose train of this story.
Yeah,
we need one of us who's big to decide not to go on Netflix and release their special on All Things Comedy's platform, and that will not happen. I won't do it. I definitely won't do it.
I'm not the one.
I'm not the one. I'm already.
But if all of you guys did it, you, Bill Burr, Ari, Tom,
maybe.
Yeah, I've never done a special. I would do it on that.
How come you aren't doing specials?
I just don't. We'll talk about that in the next.
All right, go back to the
anyway.
Let's go
back to the thing.
Yeah.
So that video comes out. Now I can do one or two things: call Mencia and apologize profusely, or avoid him, right? And I couldn't do the second option because Mad TV was attached to the Mind of Mencia. We shared the same studio.
Really?
On Hollywood Center Studios. So stage whatever are connected, right? So I'm sitting in my dressing room, and I get a knock on the door.
Oh wait, you shot that at Hollywood Center Studios?
Yes.
Of course you did.
Yes.
Of course you fucking did.
And it was
my first TV show shot there.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
Now you can see the steps and
I see the steps and the back wall and the railing.
Yeah.
Of course you fucking did.
Yeah. And then it wasn't Ned. It was his cousins and his brothers. Hey, bro, the video's out, bro. I go, yeah. I didn't do it. I'm a coward. I'm a coward, right? It
wasn't me.
Yeah, me too.
I said not to put it on, and then they put it out. Yeah. Right? Like in that way. Well, you got to do a rebuttal, bro. I go, but I don't want to. You have to, dude. Ned wants it. So Carlos comes. They put me on those stairs.
Wait, did you call him, when you talked to him, did you call him Carlos or Ned? In life?
Ned.
In life?
Oh, yeah, always.
Really?
Yeah. He started. He discovered me.
Really?
Yeah. Mencia without Mencia, I wouldn't have an agent or anything. I opened for him for 7 years.
It's so funny. I just met him at Ralphie's memorial.
Oh wow.
We had through Cowhead. We had talked. Me and Cow was like, "Oh, he might come to the show," and I was like, "Oh, cool." Like I don't have any problem with him.
Yeah.
I've never had any beef with him. I mean, obviously I know the backstory of him. But like I've never experienced it firsthand. It's a complex story,
but my experiences with Ned were of a boss employee. And when I was in 1997, when I didn't have a car, he goes, "Bro, come over to my house. I have a present for you." He bought me a car. I mean, that's the kind of relationship I had with him.
He also took you home with him to Honduras?
Yeah, he took me to Honduras to visit where his homeland is and his family. Yeah. And I lived in a village for a month. So my ties with him were really deep.
Oh, wow.
And so when that video came out, it was hurtful to me because I feel like I betrayed a friend. Mm-hmm. But what I said, was that true? Yes.
Yeah.
So now I'm caught in a thing.
Oh, dude.
So then
you're explaining me and the Jay Moore shit.
Yeah.
That's me and Jay.
Yeah. So then he goes, "Come on, do a video." And I was like, I have to. So that's why when you see it, I'm like, it was pensive and whatnot. But when that came out, if you read the comments when they came out,
I saw them.
It was brutal.
Yeah, I know. I saw.
Yeah.
So I definitely. You think I was a young comic?
Yeah.
You don't think I came out
like you're done in comedy, you rat, you piece of shit? I mean, it went. I mean, not just 5 or 10. I'm talking thousands.
There's a weird thing, but in between having loyalty for somebody and then having loyalty to yourself. Like Like my words, what I say is true versus like I'll lie for this person.
Right.
And that fucked me up bad.
With Jay.
Yeah, because I was taught, by the way, I was taught to protect him. Like I was made sure, like working for somebody when you're their employee, and is very clear what that is.
Yeah.
There's no, like, for all you that don't understand, like, there are guys like, and I'll say Joe is like, Ari was always his friend and worked with him. Tom was his friend and worked with him. Joey was his friend and worked with him. If you work with Joe, Tony, if you work with Joe, you work with Joe.
Yeah.
You go out to eat. Like, I will say this, I very candidly, Jay made it very clear to me one time that I worked for him, that I was his employee. Mm-hmm. And then there becomes this like weird fucking loyalty where you're like, I don't want to fuck up the boss's job because that's my job. Like, it's not like we're
weird.
Buddies.
Because it's also...
and we were buddies.
Also, show business is intertwined in it. So you're dealing with now dreams are in the fabric of the relationship.
What's good for the company is good for me.
Yes.
And so, and then you do get lost in that. The one I got to tell you about it.
It's ambiguous what you're saying. I don't want to know what it was.
No. I'll talk really clearly about it. I have no problem sharing everything.
Okay.
So when I watched your video with the Carlos thing, I then I identified with you because Jay was telling a story that happened to me. He was, you know about this, right?
No.
Tracy Morgan story?
No.
It's a great story.
Tell me.
I'm not going to tell you the story, but I'm not going to do a bit. But he was telling a story that happened to me, and he was saying it as if it happened to himself. And so I found out about this. He told it on Opie and Anthony. He told it for the first time on Opie and Anthony. It was the first time I heard him say this happened to me. It killed me. It really killed me. By the way, I don't mean anything negative about Jay. I'm just telling you stuff that happened. Jay's come very far away in his life from this moment I'm talking about right now, and I'm a very far away from this. I'm not slandering Jay. I hope you don't see this. I'm just telling you two stories of two guys who were friends and worked with each other, just like you and Carlos.
Yes.
So it's just sharing. And so, well, the first time I heard it, it broke my heart. It didn't. I wasn't angry. I wasn't mad. I didn't feel betrayed. It broke my heart. I was like, oh, why would he do that way?
Yeah.
And then it got bigger. It got much bigger, and it's kind of spiraled out. And then I talked about it on Rogan's podcast, very candidly, like we're talking right now, where you don't realize people are listening.
Yeah.
I talked about it on Rogan's podcast, and the same thing that happened to you with Carlos happened to me, but directly with Jay. Don't, like, why would you do that? Like, it was really like a bizarre fucking reality.
Yeah.
And I think Jay would admit this. It was a bizarre reality where like he was panicky, he was losing his mind. I was doing what you did. We just were like, I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I don't know another way to be right now other than honest. And I can't say anything more of Jay's intent after that, because we stopped being friends.
Wow.
And but at the same time, that boss employee friendship is just unhealthy.
Yeah.
It's almost the reason I never brought anyone on the road with me, because I was like, I don't want that shit.
Yeah.
I don't want you to ever feel like I'm your paycheck. I've had managers say to me, hey man, my kid's got to eat. You got to, don't do that. And I'm like, what? And I fire him immediately, because I go, I can't have that. Like, I want whatever I do on stage to be what I do on stage. But man, when that stuff with me and Jay happened, I looked back to that video you shot and the comments they left. I'm being dead serious, Bobby, and I hope this doesn't sound bad.
It took years. It took literally years for me to shake it.
I remember how you smoked a cigarette.
I can't believe it.
I remember that.
And when you brought it up like 20 minutes ago, it brought me back to it. Wow. Like, it just like, it rattled me into fucking consciousness.
Because I knew, by the way, I apologize to both Jay and Carlos for this episode.
That's the title.
Because I don't mean any hate on either of them.
Yeah.
As a grown man, I realize that my words may affect the way people go and see their ticket sales, and I don't want that for them. I hope that you just enjoy laughter and you go, and if that's your thing, enjoy their shit. But I remember watching you visibly shake with a cigarette and going like, he doesn't mean this. This is that Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
This is a hostage saying they're treating me good, Mom. Like,
Yeah, that's what
I
it
remember
was.
that so vividly.
Yeah.
And I'll just say in a form of representation, I was asked to do what you did.
Yeah.
And I chose against it because of your video, not because of anything other than I was like, I know Bobby doesn't want to do this. Like I fucking remember that so vividly, bro.
But I would have never done it if they weren't at my doorstep. They were like 6 guys, bigger
real?
Hispanic guys, visibly kind of aggressively angry, like they felt betrayal because I'm like, it's very Shakespearean. I stabbed, my master behind the back.
By the way, let's ballpark this from the other side.
Yeah.
Understandable to an extent because I remember I got into therapy right after the Jay and me shit went down. Biggest mistake I ever did was telling Joey Diaz I was in therapy, and he was like, "Dog, fuck that shit. That guy's got a fucking mortgage.
Yeah.
You meet me every morning for 8 a.m. at coffee." And me and Joey had an 8 a.m. coffee for a month.
Wow.
1 month every day, and he'd go, say everything you need to fucking say. And I would dump on him, and then Joey would come back and be like, "Here's the problem, cocksucker." But I know that feeling. I know that fucking feeling of like going, did I betray my master?
Yes.
I was being real. I was being honest, and I was being real. And how far away from who I am have I gotten that I can no longer be honest, and I have to make sure what I say is brand friendly.
Yeah.
By the way, I felt that on networks. I felt that on Travel Channel, where I was like, "Oh, I can't, dude." For 7 years, I'd never smoked weed on Rogan with the camera on me. I would go, "Hey, turn it," and hit weed when the camera was off me, and then pass it. I'd pass the fucking weed with a bellow of weed coming out.
Yeah.
And I remember Rogan going, "You need to get rid of that bitch on your shoulder, because that's not who you are."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, it pays the bills. It pays the bills."
Wow. We learned a lot today.
I think we did. By the way, this is the one that all comics will listen to.
Yeah.
Because we legit talk shit.
We didn't talk. No, I don't think we did. No, I don't think we did.
For real?
No, I 100%. I don't think we did.
I think we're good.
Yeah, I think number one, we're good, and because I've been in a lot of heat for saying shit on shit, and
But
so
you're
I
like
try
me.
to edit.
You talk out of your ass. I talk out of my ass too.
I mean, we have to edit half of these things.
I don't censor you in any way. I just make sure that you still have a network job.
Yeah.
Oh, we're good for that.
Yeah,
Except
yeah.
for the stuff. I'll never get a network job.
Yeah, you will.
With I could beat any Asians in a foot race. Did I say that? Did I say that?
And market? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's Bert. I just want to say this is that before, I'll be honest with you. Before I did your cook show, we didn't really talk a lot. No. We didn't have really a relationship. And I've always wanted to. Whenever I saw your work, or I saw you around, I went, that's the kind of guy that I think that I could be friends with. And I'm just really glad that you came over. I really got to know you more. You're a good guy, and I just think that you're a heavyweight. And I think that there's going to be a lot coming from you. And you're. I'm being real.
I appreciate it.
You're one of those guys.
And I'm serious about being your swimmer on the triathlon.
She's amazing.
If we leave with anything, swimmer, runner, biker.
I was on the Philippine national team, and I also swam Division 1. I'm in.
I ran a marathon with no training.
Yeah. I don't know how to ride a bike. I don't know.
You're gonna learn.
Yeah.
But who I talked to about this was Nick Youssef, because we had talked about doing the Nautica one because he cycles. He's
Hold on. The reason here's what can I tell you? This is how I've based my whole career right now.
Yeah.
Is have fun, live your life. If you're gonna document it on social media, do it and let people enjoy just your asinineness of being a comic through that.
Yeah.
So like I did the weight loss challenge with Tommy.
Yeah.
I did the Sober October. I ran the marathon. What we have to do, all things comedy. Video makes a series out of the 3 of us training for a triathlon.
Wow.
Swimmer, runner, biker.
Right.
Okay.
I have a handicap. I have a heart condition, so it makes it more dramatic. This is good.
Oh yeah. We build into
Yeah,
this.
she could
We
die.
build
She could
into
die.
this.
Yeah,
I'll
I
gain a
could.
bunch of weight.
Yeah.
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 All right, we'll do it.
Come on,
Let's-
sweetie.
I'll do
Do
it. I'll do it.
Dude, this will be huge. It's just like real sports, right?
Yeah.
We get Bill Burr to commentate it, and we watch us train. Yeah. All they got to do is like sit with us for an hour, and they watch us.
I'm so competitive. Look at the sweating on my hands. I'm ready.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, I'm like, I'm going to train tomorrow. I'm ready.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm totally ready. Are you ready?
Are you ready, sweetie?
Hey, get us the distances real quick.
I think this swim is only 1.5 miles. I can do it.
I can do. What's the run? Can you
10K, I think. It has.
Oh, 10K. I can smoke that.
He did 20 without training.
Yeah, I can smoke 10K.
Okay,
I can do 10K in under an hour. Easy.
The way we end our podcast, we do something called unhelpful advice. So we have an email. Somebody has a problem. You can be positive, negative, whatever you want to say. Okay? And then, so go ahead.
Unhelpful advice with Bobby, Khalyla, and Bert Kreischer.
Hi, TigerBelly. I'm a recent discoverer of your podcast and have, over the past 3 months, caught up on almost half your episodes. I love your podcast, and it brought me to tears of laughter many times. I'm a white male. I grew up in Sweden and moved to U.S. when I was 20 years old. In Europe, we'd use words like N-word, fly all over the place, and it's not as controversial or personal over here.
What does it mean, N-word?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
N-I-G, and then he put a something symbol and an A.
Oh, that's not even a hard R, just soft A.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of
totally acceptable in Sweden.
Yeah.
Where they're not.
I'm a huge fan of hip hop, and I would throw it all over the place until I moved here in the States.
Yeah,
and people
it can be problematic.
And people, especially black people, told me it was not cool.
Especially, that's weird.
I'm a
Shut up! All the people is the black people.
Yeah.
Well, they must have a problem with that word.
I'm a man of respect, and I stopped using it. Though, at the time, I had friends from Texas using both beaner and chink, and I thought it was okay because I found those words funny. But
Because he was brand new to them. He just got introduced to them.
But
they do the beans. Oh, shit. Oh, chink because of the... Oh, yeah, I get it.
But I later realized it was not cool, and luckily I didn't get beat up for it. Now, fast forward 7 years. Going through the...
I'm hanging out with a beaner and a chink, and then...
Fast forward, like he's got like fucking eye missing, a broken arm.
Forward 7 years, going through the current political climate, and the discussion is more heated now than ever. We are seeing...
Okay.
We are also seeing consequences when people use the N-word and streamers whose audience and teenagers lose millions of fans just overnight. I married a Filipino husband 4 years ago. And
Wait, hold on.
Wait.
Is that a woman?
There's a woman?
Is a woman?
I guess, or it's a... No,
Wait, this is a gay guy?
He's a gay Swede.
Oh,
he
that
can totally use
changes
that.
it.
Yeah, we're all good.
Yeah, we're all good.
Tank.
Yeah.
I married my Filipino husband 4 years ago, and during dinner I said, "Hello, my gook." I hope
this is a woman. I want to marry her.
Yeah,
I was thinking
that's the show I'm going to do.
I was thinking about your podcast. I was thinking about your podcast.
Yeah.
He stared at me and said, "Don't say that. That's not okay, and you'll get beat up." I said, "Sorry. Why? What's so bad? Gookly gook gook." He laughed and then said, "It's racist and very disrespectful towards me, and especially Vietnamese people. That's what Americans called them during the Vietnam War." Then we got into this whole conversation about that. So my question to you guys is, what is your context of this? When is it okay to say? If, should it not be said? And if
just
it's
for right now, just stop it. Stop.
Yeah.
Is it only for Asians to say?
Yeah, just for right now, right? Let's just, white people, just don't say those things for right now. The climate might change.
Wait 5 months.
Yeah, wait a year. Maybe in 5 years it'll settle down. But
I'll tell you my perspective as a white person.
Yeah, that's what
I don't say any of those words. I said midget tonight, but I don't say it like I said only because we were like it's comics talking.
Yeah,
and it's a podcast a little bit like we're fucking around. But I don't say them. Only reason I told my daughters about this, it gets comfortable in your mouth. So then one night you say it at a bar and it slides out and you don't realize you said it. And look, if it makes someone feel like shit, don't make anyone feel like shit. That's it. I don't care about your struggle. I don't care about your parents' struggle. I just don't want you to feel like shit. Like I don't like that's in the moment. I don't want anyone to feel like shit.
Wow.
But I do love this person a tad bit.
Yeah.
How beautiful would it be to be with them their first day in America? when they don't realize that this is racist. They're look at all these. No way.
No way.
Like my family just arrived from the Philippines last week.
Yeah.
And they don't use the N-word, but how in their way of saying a black person, they use the term negro, which sounds like negro, which could be, but they're not saying it other than like, oh, that's a black person. That's how you say it in my language. And they were, obviously it's a culture shock coming from a small town in the Philippines. Here it's like so diverse. So they were like, oh, and she was saying it like complimentary. We were at the Clipper game. And she was like,
God.
Basketball game.
Kagwapa ng negro.
Oh my God.
She was saying DeAndre Jordan was really handsome, but the word negro just echoed through the halls.
Oh, wow. It's a machine gun.
And oh my God, like I just like I was like, no, don't
Sounds
say
like an
that.
opera. Mar negro, bitagalo. I have Asian friends who have nicknames for black people.
Yeah.
I won't out anyone.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I already did, kind of, if you listen to the podcast. But they have nicknames for black people, so when they say them, they say the nickname, and I don't like the nickname because I feel like people will catch on to it.
Wait, is it are they Vietnamese?
Yeah.
Did they say midang?
No.
Oh.
Sedums.
Sedums.
What does that
I don't
mean?
know that one.
Sedums?
Oh.
I still don't get it.
Yeah, but I said I think that's one of the things that's like, that's when you know progress is happening, is when you don't want to hear the nickname, the not even racist nickname, but the word for the people. Like when I was growing up in Florida, they called black people Canadians. And so they'd be like, there are a lot of Canadians. There's like a hockey match going on here. And so when you turn the corner, you're like, hey man, don't let can you not say that? Because I don't see that the way you see that. Like, can you not?
Yeah.
But
anyway, Swedish guy.
Yeah.
Swedish guy. Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck with
Swedish
everything.
guy.
And
Don't say gook.
yeah, don't say
Your
gook or an
boyfriend.
N-word or anything like that. We
or do it, but just do it when you're singing.
we usually, our podcast is only an hour long, and we did a long couple hours.
A rom-com. 90
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, but I knew this was gonna happen. Like I have such a connection with you. When I first met you, I knew that you disconnect when you meet people the way I do. Like,
yeah.
And then everyone's
No,
like,
but I'm going to say this though, and I don't give a fuck what you say right now. This is the real. Is that from now on, this is different. What I'm saying is, when I see you, it's not going to be, oh, there's Bert, I have to be nice to him because he's the shit and I'm with all things comedy or whatever.
Yeah.
Now it's like, Bert, he's my friend.
No, I feel like I felt like that when I came here tonight, and then after we did the cooking show.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the foundation.
You were so fucking fun.
It was fun, and thanks for having me on. But I just want to say that you want anything to promote or anything?
No, I'm on tour.
All right.
I'm on tour. Check out my podcast, Bertcast. I'm on tour. Bertbertbert.com.
He's the shit, guys, and we're just very lucky to have him, and that was a great podcast. So give him a round of applause, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with some housekeeping. And we are back. That is a nice man.
I love Bert.
What an episode.
He's going to be my teammate.
I know, you guys.
Oh, yeah. I want to make that happen.
He's my teammate.
You guys can get like officially like TigerBelly, like like fighter jackets now. Like
No, but it's got to be all things comedy, and then like I'm specifically TigerBelly.
Oh,
he can be Bertcast. Do you know what I mean?
I see.
Like we're under the same umbrella, so we can have, you know how like some sponsors are bigger on your shirt and some are smaller.
And then you can also have Harvest Coconut.
Harvest Coconut, but then I also have them to contact like Speedo and just be like, look, I'm legit. Can you sponsor me again? I've been out of the water for 15 years, but can you?
I have a heart condition.
I have a heart condition.
I might die wearing your logo.
I honestly,
Dedication. That's called dedication.
I cannot promise that whole like, oh, I'll finish in the top 25. That's me thinking that I'm still in the same body that I was in at 21.
You'll be fine. These are not professionals. Some will be, right?
Oh no, are you kidding me?
Or this?
Those guys train. Not only do they train in the pool, they train open water every day. I don't. I go randomly
But you
dive
will.
here and there.
But you will.
I will. and I'm gonna do it. But I'm just saying that whole promise of being in top 25 was just me talking out of my ass because I'm 33. My bones are not 21 years old.
What Khalyla is trying to say is she's gonna finish top 15.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
It's actually much better than top 25.
In fact, if I don't, I feel like I should receive some type. I feel like you should hold me accountable in some
kind of
way.
Punishment.
Yeah, punish me. Okay, hold on one second. We got to get the details of this whole triathlon thing down eventually, right?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about
Okay,
things
good.
comedy.
Because I want there to be a whole like
The build-up.
video of Bobby training and learning how to. He thinks he's probably going to ride a mountain bike, and that's not. Like finding like which bike is appropriate for him,
Can he
how
ride
to
a
change
bicycle?
your tire, and you have to learn how to change your tire. By the way,
I have one Korean friend who never learned how to ride a bicycle.
he knows how to ride a
Okay,
bicycle.
good, good.
I'm
You're trying to say then all
Shit.
Koreans don't know how to ride bicycles? Is that your logic?
Maybe. It was a question. It wasn't a saying. It was a question.
I'm pretty sure Koreans generally know how to ride bikes, George.
That's the only person I've ever met
Might be
who
going
didn't know
out
how
on
to
a
ride a
limb here.
bicycle.
Well,
Well,
strange.
then I guess yeah. Well, anything else, guys?
Oh yeah, and if
I
you
want to
haven't
say
yet-
something. Sorry. Sorry, George. You first.
if you haven't yet, please.
But
leave
I
us
want to
a-
say something.
No, Gilbert.
Okay.
Please leave us a review on iTunes, guys. I'll let you read the name of that one.
Love?
no,
no,
no.
I'm sorry.
She can't read.
Boy.
Well, I was going to let you read the name of the top one. and then I was gonna read
This one is submitted by Beaner-tastic.
Oh.
Beaner oh yeah.
Because you're white?
Love this podcast. Love Bobby since I was 4, and he basically taught me English.
That's bad.
Hope I can see him when he comes back to Houston now that I'm 18. Anybody else want to read any other of the reviews,
I'll
guys?
take one.
I want to
Leave
say
a review for a chance to get
happy
read
birthday
on the podcast,
to...
guys.
I want to say someone wrote us and they said their best friend is a big fan of the podcast, and I want to do on their behalf say happy birthday to Jup Jup. I think that's how they say it.
Jup, jup.
It's not Chuk Chuk, it's Jup
Jup,
Jup.
jup.
So happy birthday, Jup Jup.
Happy birthday from TigerBelly. George will send you stickers. Contact him.
Oh, God damn it. Every time, you bastard.
And yeah, so just hit up George. Anyone who has a birthday, just contact George. Blow him up.
You better have a name Jup Jup on Instagram or else no stickers are coming your way.
I think it's Jup Jup, right? Hold on, huh?
And we have while you're doing that, we have another iTunes comment
Review.
a review. Sorry,
Another 5-star review on iTunes.
5-star review. We don't read them if they're 4 stars or below. So
Well,
keep
we don't
that-
get any of those, so no worries.
Okay, George. Jesus.
We only get 5 stars.
This one is entitled
Thank
Love, and this is by Boy13333. These guys feel like family. Super cool podcast. I loved Bobby Lee on Matt TV, and it's awesome hearing him about his daily grind nowadays. LOL. Gilbert cracks me up with his voices. Khalyla's Thailand stories are
wonder you
awesome.
read
I
this
have
one.
Thailand stories?
I think he's confusing you with Bobby. Oh, he probably thought you were the hooker in Thailand that Bobby met.
Oh. Also, why are we tooting our own horn right now?
Because Pink Dick is an awesome dude for helping
this
this
sounds
podcast
like a great review.
continue to grow and happen.
It feels so uncomfortable. Like, oh, hey, guys. let's
Shout out
just
to
end
Justine
the
for actually signing her name for hers, at least, too.
Who?
Who?
There was one signed Justine.
Oh, Justine
'cause you're-
Castro? I know
I'll
her.
I'll read this one.
Because your name isn't necessarily you.
Joodles. My
you
boyfriend
are.
introduced me to this podcast a while back, and I'm in love. They are real, smart, and funny. Keeps my long hours of work short. Listened and re-listens to this podcast to the point where I dreamed about hanging out with them. Never gets old. Love y'all. Keep up the good work. Hashtag this podcast is lit. Your fellow good Hmong listener, Justina. Was this review helpful?
Justina.
Yes, it was.
Okay, that says Jup Jup, right?
Yep.
From Angela Chen, right?
That is correct. That
What
is
a
Jup
great
Jup.
friend you have, Jup Jup. Your friend wrote us and on your behalf. I mean, I hope your name's Jup Jup in real life. That would be amazing.
That would be dope.
I feel like that only a Filipino would name their kid Jup Jup.
Yeah, like a Queen.
No, but it's
Elizabeth.
double. Anything double, you know?
Yeah. That's our show, guys. Thank you for
yeah.
listening.
Leave a 5-star review to be a part of the show.
Bye.
Bye.